Welcome to my channel. So today we'll see the looping part. We have covered all the regarding control statements. We have covered nested if else, all these things, and today we'll start with looping. Okay, the first one, for loop. So actually in C programming, a for loop is a way to repeat a set of instruction multiple times. So which means that when you want to display or execute, okay, same instruction multiple times. So for that, instead of declaring a multiple variables for that, I can just use single variable to repeat multiple instructions. Sorry, one instruction multiple times. Okay. So in that case, we have a syntax for loop. So we have to write for in small case followed by a bracket. Inside that you have to initialize that loop variable, whatever you are going to use. So frequently we'll use I as loop variable, okay, the small I. And then we have to give the condition. So when you are going to stop that particular loop, okay, so we are going to give the looping part. So starting with 0, for example, if I'm starting with 0, the value of I, okay, when I have to stop the loop, it should not be an indefinite loop, right? So it has to have somewhere, okay, we have to stop somewhere, okay, when it is going to stop, we have to give that condition here, okay. And then we need to update the variable, that is a loop variable, okay. So which means that either you want to just, if you want to go like successive way manner, which means that from 0 to 1, 1 to 2, something like that, no, then you want to increment that loop variable. Or if you're starting by 10 and you want to go back to the 0, then you have to decrement the loop variable, that is called your update, okay. So inside the for loop we have to give these three conditions, okay, in between, by separating by between semicolon, okay. So if you are not mentioning any initialization conditions, all these things like this, okay, this also will work, but the thing is that you have to give three semicolons, so two semicolons, okay. So this is also work, this also will work, okay, it is also like work, okay. So this also will work. So you can just give anything like initialization, you can just initialize in your main function, and then you can just give only with a semicolon and you can just loop it, okay. So you can just increment the I or decrement the I based upon your requirement. Then whatever the instructions you want to repeat, that has to be given as a body for, okay. So initialization means that we are going to set up a variable or a value for a variable to keep track how many times the loop has to run, okay. It usually starts with 0. A condition like this has to be checked to see if the loop should keep going or it has to stop, okay. So next is update. For each loop, this updates the variable like by adding one or by subtracting one, so that the loop will eventually stops. So here I have given an example program. See what happened. We have just given a header file, and inside the main function we have a loop. So first is that initialization, which means that I have to declare a variable and I have to initialize the variable with a value, that is int I is equal to 0. Either you can just declare a variable inside this and initialize. Parallelly you can just do both the thing, okay, declaration and initialization in the same sentence, in the same instruction we can do, okay. So or else you can just declare this variable outside the loop, then only initialization can done here, either this or that, anything is fine. And then you are giving a conditions, means that I am going to repeat this hello world for 5 times, okay, starting with 0. When I reach 5 times, which means that starting with 0 means when I reach 4 it has to end up, okay. So which means when I am just, my loop variable becomes 5, the loop has to stop, okay. Then I plus plus, which means I need to update the loop variable, okay. So from 0 it has to become 1, then it has to become 2, so that it is like coming with the conditions, means this condition is reaching, okay, the loop will get stopped, okay. So you can see here starting I is equal to 0, okay, it come here, it is a pre-increment, so it just come here, it just print of hello world, which means it just hello world will be printed, and then again it goes, okay, because I becomes, after execution I becomes 0 plus 1 1, okay, I becomes 1, so the I will be getting updated with value 1, so I is equal to 1 now. Okay, so here the condition will be checking 1 less than 5, the condition is true, it get inside the body of the for loop, again the hello world will get printed, again after executing come back, the I becomes 2 now, okay, I becomes 2, then 2 less than 5, the condition becomes true, again the hello world will print for third time, okay. After this closing the for loop, again it coming to the for loop now, your I becomes 3, because I is getting incremented, so I is getting updated and it is going to 3 now, okay. So now 3 less than 5, the condition is true, it is coming here, so the fourth time the hello world is printed, okay, then again it is closing the for loop, it is coming back, your I becomes 4, okay. So now 4 less than 5, the condition is true, then it is coming inside, the hello world is printing for the fifth time, okay, then it is coming here, then I becomes 5 now, so 5 less than 5, it is false, okay. So 5 is not less than 5, it is less than equal to, if you are giving less than equal to, it becomes true, but it is not less than 5, 5 is not less than 5, so condition becomes false, so it never enter inside the for loop, it just exit from the loop and comes out of the loop. Okay, now we have printed hello world for 5 times. So this is what happening for this particular program. Okay, now let's write a small program to make you understand for a for loop. Okay, we have started with a header file and we'll just go with the main function. Just I'll write a main function and then I'll just start with the main function now, the body of the main function. So I'll just declare a loop variable I have declared here, and then I'm just going to print the number from 1 to 5, okay. I'll just start with I1 because I want to starting with 1, then it has to end with 5, okay. I need to print out 1 to 5 numbers, okay, first 5 numbers, okay. In that case I just use loop, because if you want to print 5 numbers I could not able to declare 5 variables, okay. So in that case of I want to print out 100 numbers, I could not able to declare 100 variables. In that I need to use one variable where which I can just print n number of instructions on that, okay. So here declaration is done here, so I'll just do only initialization, I'll just initialize with 1 because I need to start with 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that. So when I want to end it, I want to end when my I is less than equal to 5, I'll just give 5 here because before it was 0, then we have just ended with 5 times, now up to 4 I have to print, but I started with 1, right. So 1 means I have to end with 5, so in that case I have given I less than equal to 5 and I am updating the I variable by incrementing it, okay. And then I am going to print what, printf. So I am going to print the I only, okay, whatever the value of I am going to print it, that's it. So I is an integer, so I just give %d as a format specifier and I just print I, that's it, okay. So I'll just start executing, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, if I want to be have a new line, you can just give in a new line, so you can just check it, see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got it. If you want to display or if you want to display in the reverse order, then you can just start with 5 and it should be greater than 0, right, okay, greater than 0, and then you have to give minus because I want to come from 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, so we need to subtract 1 from that each number, okay. I'll just give here, see 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So all the numbers are greater than 0. When it comes 0, okay, which means 0 or greater than 0, the condition becomes false. So it just stop the loop and come out of the loop. So only we didn't get the 0 here. If I just give equal to 0, then 0 also will get printed. See, you can just see the 0 also. Okay, this is how you have to print. If they are asking to print n natural numbers, okay, n natural numbers, like if I want to get the user like how many numbers you want to print on the screen, then we can just give like that number now. For that case, what I can do, I can just give n here, declare n. I can ask the user to enter number, enter, okay, how many numbers you want to, how many numbers you want to display. Okay, okay, from which number to which number you want to display. Okay, so now I'm just getting that number. I'm just going to scan that in a variable called n. Okay, it's a format specified as percentage %d, and then give ampersand because it is an address, like a scanf is a postmaster. So we are giving address of that in a n. Okay, so end up with the semicolon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with 0. So I is equal to 0. Okay, or else I can just start with 1. I is equal to 1, then I less than n. Okay, when I want to stop, I want to stop by n is nothing but the user, like I want to print up to 10, which means that I want to like print up 10 now, the n will change to 10. Okay, less than 10, so I can just give less than equal to n. Okay, and then I'll just update the variable plus plus. Okay, that's it. Okay, I'll just run the program, asking like how many programs you want to, how many numbers you want to display. I want to display up to 20. Okay, up to 20. Now I'll just give, see, you can see 1 2 3 4 5, all these things it is displaying. Okay, you can just get the tables also. Okay, so which means that you can just get multiplied by 2, in the sense you can just get that also. Okay, I just want 5 now. See, we are just multiplying that I with 5. Okay, each time, like when your I is becomes 1, so coming here, so 1 into 2 2. Okay, again your I becomes 2, 2 into 2 4. Okay, so these are the even numbers. If you want to display only the even numbers, you can just take up I into 2. Okay, whatever the values of I, that has to be multiplied by 2. Okay, so this is how you can just use for loop. So for loop, this is syntax. You have to give the initialization here, and then followed by semicolon, and then you have to give the condition where you want to stop the loop, and again you have to give the semicolon, and then you have to update the variable. Okay, looping variable, either by incrementing or decrementing, and then inside that you have to give that what instructions you want to repeat. Okay, so this is how we have to use a for loop. Okay, so if you have any doubt, please ping me in comments. Thank you. Happy learning.